Hello. Let's talk a little bit about heart words and the heart word routine that not only am I making this video for a college assignment, I will also be sharing this video with my upcoming parents to help them help their own children to study sight words in the upcoming year. In our classroom, we use the HMH reading program, which provides structured literacy lessons to help students develop essential reading skills. One important aspect of this program is teaching heart words, which are foundational words that students encounter frequently in reading and writing. Today, we're going to focus on just 3 words, but I'm going to model how to break words down into the sounds that the children will hear. And then we'll talk about the tricky or confusing parts of the word that they're going to have to memorize by heart. And that's why we call them heart words. Let's start off with this one. And I picked a couple of words not on the list that was given to us, but I just picked some real words that are within our reading series. This is the word heard. The word heard rhymes with words like bird and word. Let's identify the sounds that we hear in the word heard. The first sound I hear, and I would touch this word when I'm going over it with my students, the first sound I hear is the second sound is and the final sound is d. D. Now we know that the sound we represent with the letter H, and we see that there is an EAR that is representing that sound and our final sound is D, and we know that the letter D represents that sound. Now, the part that's going to be tricky for the students to remember is that these 3 letters, E, A, and R, are they need to remember that the sound for these 3 letters is going to be and that is a tricky part, and they will need to practice that explicitly in order to remember it when they see it, because it is not following the rules of phonics. Let's look at another word. Let's look at the word where. And I would have the kids repeat it. This is the word where. Can you tell me the first sound that you hear in the word where? We would hear the w, air, and where. And where rhymes with stare and care. Now, let's look at the sounds that we see and talk about the letters that would represent them. The digraph WH stands for the sound that we hear when we make the sound W. And the air sound that we're hearing is represented by these 3 letters, E-R-E. And there is a heart up under this part because that is what the kids will have to memorize in order to decode and figure out the word where. So air, and once again, that E-R-E is representing the air sound. And I would have the kids actually practice writing that and going over it. And we'll do this each day whenever we're introducing heart words, that there will be a part of the word that students will have to memorize. Let's look at this word, love. And I would have the kids say love. The word love rhymes with sounds like dove and glove. And then we'll move to identifying the sounds that we hear in love. I would touch that first dot and v. Love has 3 sounds, and the beginning sound, we know that the sound is represented with the letter L. But The next sound in love is and that's going to be the tricky part that we're going to need to remember, because the letter O is making the sound instead of ah. So we're going to remember this word by heart. And the final sound in the word love is V, and V is represented by the letter V. Love. Now, I'd ask the kids again, what is the tricky part of this word that you're going to need to remember by heart? And I would draw focus back to that heart at the bottom of the screen, because they can't decode it, and they're just going to have to memorize that in this word, love, the O is making the sound instead of its sound. And then we just review, and I would tell the kids they're doing a great job. And I would encourage them to continue practicing heart words, because they help us become stronger readers. And by knowing these words well, the kids can read more fluently and understand stories better. And I'll just encourage parents to keep practicing them at home. And soon their children will be reading more words with more confidence every single day that goes by. And even at home, when and get the children involved in it. When they're getting a new list of sight words each week, have them look at the letters and make the sounds. And when they come to a group of letters that is not following the phonics rules, have them underline it, put a heart up underneath it, and then talk about the way that it is a heart word. Thank you very much for listening.